today I'm making a saute of veggies, putting mini potatoes cut up, some peppers, celery, broccoli. I put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. I'm gonna saute them. I also have onions thawing out because I freeze them. And I'm making pork chops. So the pork chops, they're thawing out there, but I usually put them in a pan and I put lemon pepper on them. I like the way the lemon pepper tastes with the pork. And then after I sear them, I put them in the oven for 45 minutes. And then this is pretty quick. I'll put garlic, minced onion with the olive oil and some salt and pepper. And then I'll put that together and that'll be a quick, nice, healthy meal. Couple of ingredients. Let's go. I also like the flavor of minced garlic. I have another bottle in there in the fridge, but I put a little bit of minced garlic on the bottom. So when I add the seasoning and everything, it cooks and I don't know, just tastes really, really good. Put it at about 4. And I'll just put the seasoning right into it because it just cooks in it. And then once I get the meat in there, I put the seasoning on top as well, and then I'll flip it over and I'll get on both sides pretty evenly. And this on now too. I want to put that to 4. Just add a little bit of everything in here. Let's put it over here. A little bit of salt, pepper. Let's grab the rest of that. Got some onion. I don't know if I should put it that way. I should actually open the opposite side so I don't put too much. I feel that's good. So I'm gonna let that cook a little bit before I start adding the vegetables, so it's actually really hot. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit so I can put the meat. It's gonna come out really good. Let that cook for a little bit. Put it up a little higher because I like it to get a good sear. My husband actually taught me this. It keeps in all the taste inside the meat when you sear it first and then put it in the oven if you're gonna do that. So especially with the thick ones, the thick meat, it just tastes so good and it comes out really moist and juicy and flavorful. So I'm gonna put that together, and then once that starts cooking a little more, I'll put in the veggies to start cooking, because this is fast. It won't take too long. See that? That's pretty good. I usually take it and I also go on the sides with it. Make sure all the sides get seared. And then after this, I'll put it on the pan, cook the other 2, put them in the oven, and then I can focus on the vegetables. These vegetables we actually had in the fridge from leftovers of stuff we made. So that is just, I do a quick broccoli. Like, instead of doing it fresh, I'll just do it from the bag frozen, and I'll just add it to the rest of the vegetables to use up what we have and make a meal out of something we have in the fridge already. So since we had all this, I thought it was the perfect meal for today. First I add the potatoes, since the potatoes take longer to cook. By the time the potatoes are done, those will be in the oven. Those are the last 2. These are ready to go already. So once I get those in the pan, and these potatoes are cooked, these will be cooking in the oven, and then I can put the rest of the vegetables in so I can finish the meal. I like to cook the onions first before I put in the rest of the vegetables. So I'm throwing a few onions in there now. Cook a little bit, and then the last thing is the vegetables, because we like them raw, so it doesn't matter. I don't cook them that long, but I like to cook the onions and the potatoes really good. Make sure they get all the flavor inside before I stick anything else. But that looks really good. It smells good too. So I added all the vegetables now. And look how good that looks. There's broccoli in there, there's onions, there's orange and red peppers. I added some seasonings. It's gonna be really good once this is all done. So you just cover it so it cooks really good, and I say about 15-20 minutes that's done, maybe even less than that. I'll just keep checking on it. And the meat is in the oven, so we'll have dinner in a minute. You know it's done when the peppers are like that, nice and soft, and the broccoli too. Not too soft, but soft enough. So all this is done. It looks pretty good. And turn that off. Time to eat. So this is how it came out, and it was a win. Everybody loved it. So on to the next day. What's for dinner today? Chicken cutlets, sweet potatoes, and some veggies in the oven. I'll tell you how I prepared it. Another good recipe, and everybody loved it. So on to the next day. So in between cooking, I decided to clean up my fridge. I had an order that came in, and I wanted to get everything back into the fridge, but I wanted everything to look nice. And I haven't done this in a while. I actually did a double cleaning. I've always like wiped it down, and if I saw a couple of spots, but it looked like it needed something, so I decided to clean it. That's before I started putting everything back and changing things around. So, looks good. I was happy with it. And then I got rid of a bunch of stuff that I didn't need anymore. The kids make stuff. I put something in there, and then I got this that has been there. So that's my daughter's healthy meal. We like anything healthy when it comes to meal. Yeah. That's what's going on in my fridge. I neglected it. I decided to actually stop neglecting my fridge and take care of it. So I'm going through all the condiments and just trying to get everything basically back in there that needs to be used. It's good, and throw everything else out. Like all that down because that's ridiculous. Oh, that sub dressing, we found that out from the place that we go and get sandwiches, and they put the sub dressing. Oh, look, I hear great. Anyways, we put sub dressing, and the sandwiches come out really good. So now every time I make anything with sandwiches, I like to add the sub dressing to it. So I'm just cleaning out all that. If you notice the pictures up there, my girls, that's where I make my list. Oh, beautiful. So that's what it looked like afterwards. But what I was saying is I made a list on my little whiteboard on the fridge, and the girls decide that that's their little drawing spot. so we use it to draw instead of what it's for. But this is how I arranged it. I made the top for all my fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, the drinks, and I cleaned everything up. She ate breakfast also because it's Sunday. Made boiled eggs with a bunch of fruit, watermelon, and everything put together. And enjoyed that right before service. This is how it came out. Of course, mine is a little different. I had coffee with mine, but it was good. What's for dinner today? We're having chicken in the oven. I added extra olive oil, a little bowl. I usually mix it and then I just pour it on the meat. I put minced garlic, zesty lemon. We like a lot of lemon. We also have lemon pepper, but I'm trying this one out. Minced onion. I mix it together and then I add it on the chicken. I sprayed the pan down. I sprayed that down with olive oil spray. So I just put that with the seasonings. I mix it up. I put in the oven 350 for about 2 hours. It's a small chicken. It's not probably take less than that, but I'll keep an eye on it. But mostly for 2 hours. I'm making sweet potato mash, which I'll show later, and then I'll show the dinner done. So this is what's for dinner. Here for lunch, I decided to make a tuna wrap with lettuce and tomatoes in it. And then I made a smoothie on the side, which the kids love. I toasted the tortilla. I put everything inside. And that was what for lunch for that day. It was really good. So today I'm doing beef noodle casserole. We eat something similar to this. I'm guessing it's basically like a baked ziti or something like that. But it calls for 12 ounces of egg noodles, 2 teaspoons of olive oil, 1 1/4 pounds of ground beef, 1 finely chopped onion, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, salt and pepper to taste, 16 ounces of canned tomato sauce, canned diced tomatoes, 15 ounces, 2 teaspoons Italian seasoning. I usually do more than that. 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley and the cooking spray. So if you want to find this recipe, this is basically the beef noodle casserole at dinner at the zoo. I'm gonna follow it somewhat, but I'm gonna add my own things to it. But we'll see how it comes together. So yeah, it's exactly like baked ziti. So I'm gonna cook the onions after I cook the meat. I'm gonna cook the meat for a little bit, then I'm gonna add the onions, I'm gonna add the tomatoes, I'm gonna add the tomato sauce, the garlic, some Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then once that's cooked and mixed up well and the egg noodles are cooked, I'm gonna pour everything in here into the platter. I'm gonna add a little bit of parsley on top and some cheese. I'm gonna wrap it and put it in the oven. I'm either making a cornbread on the side. So the only difference between baked zitis really is the noodle and the cheese. This one calls for cheddar cheese. For the baked ziti, I usually do mozzarella cheese with ricotta. So That's the only difference, I think, but pretty much the same. Maybe like a hamburger helper, I'm guessing. They usually have those type of noodles and stuff in their packaging. And then it has cheddar cheese in it. I think I've had a meal with one time with them. Let's see if I find the link. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down. This is a recipe I never tried before. Breadsticks. They came out really good. Today I'm making pepper steak. We usually use flank steaks, but I'm going to be using venison steaks and cut them up. Also need garlic, oregano, adobo, tomato sauce, peppers, red and green, but I also use all different colors, and onions. So I'm going to cut them out and show you how to prepare that. I like to cut it up real thin, like that. Alright, there we go. I spray the pan. Let's cut them up however, because they cook and they get soft. So it works either way. And they break up, so they're fine this way. And they taste really good. So I can leave everything on here and be easier to put it in the pot. Alright, I'm gonna finish cutting the peppers, but I'm gonna stick the onions to start cooking. Maybe like a lot of onions. And it all gets reduced down anyway. Peppers. I like to cook the peppers and onions first, let them brown, and then I add the ingredients, and then I add the meat last, and let it all simmer and cook. Start cooking, the onion's gonna separate. You could add the peppers. All right. Let that cook for a little while. Cover it up. Maybe about 5 minutes. And then we'll add the meat and the sauce. And let it cook the rest of the way. When I'm done, I don't have nothing else to do. And I'm probably going to put maybe some rice with this or salad, depending on what they want. Add the sauce and the meat. It looks full, but this full goes down when it cooks. It doesn't stay like this. I do this all the time. Cover it and let it cook for a little while. Now I'm going to get the beans ready. I'll make instant rice today. Make fresh and instant. Today's an instant day. Adobo and sazon. I always put in my beans and a can of tomato sauce and potatoes. So since we don't have fresh potatoes right now, I always have backup potatoes just in case. And that's fine too. Put 1 can. Then you want to fill this 1 can of water. You can use the packets, but I buy the big ones because it's so much easier and I already know how much I want in there. Just gotta add the potatoes now. Sometimes I like to put sweet potatoes in it too. If I have sweet potatoes and I don't have potatoes, I'd rather use the sweet potatoes. Just mix all that up, and then also this is gonna cook until the potatoes gets all the flavors in it. The liquid thickens up and it comes out really good. I'll show you what that looks like. enough potatoes in there. And that's looking really good. So that has to cook for 45 minutes. Then I could just make the instant rice. The potatoes and beans will be done, and then we can eat. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Needs another 20 more minutes. Make sure it should be done. We've got the beans almost done too. You can tell because the potatoes start soaking up the color from the sauce. And then it's going to start getting thick in a little bit. This is when you know it's ready. It's not as juicy, but there's not sauce leaking everywhere. And everything is cooked thoroughly. All the peppers and onions are soft. Mixed well. Now I make the rice. Beans are basically done. And then we can set the plates and eat. A little side project. I ended up putting these on the door. This is the 1 1/4 cup. This is the half, and the whole cup goes here. And then I put the little ones in the bottom, and I just put the measurements right on the hooks. And these hooks, you can buy them at the dollar store. I believe they're 4 for $1. So I ended up doing that, and I'm planning on putting the measurements up there too. This is where all our spices and everything is, all the extra ingredients we use. So that's what it looks like in the end. My recipe is for 4 people, but you could always double or triple that if you have more people in your family. What's for dinner? The last day of the week.
I'm not supposed to put it any longer.
Oh. Hey. Oh. Thank you. Hey. This is a Kiwi Crate Box. I saw the prices online, and I only got it for $3.99 at the thrift store, and we got lucky.
How much is it?
Non-response video. Okay. This is a little wooden penguin, and it came with all the pieces, and I was really excited. Something fun for the girls to do. You guys can do it together. Really cute. Comes with little books. It comes with the example and how to make it. It comes with all their little pieces for his face, postcards, stickers. That's for his body. Pieces for his body, the stickers. But I thought it was really cool. So I'll show you that when they're done making it.
Is that a good show, Teddy? Are you watching the commercials? Is that good? You likes it, right? It's a good show.